So in this new function, new version of our main function, we include the new header file, which we know doesn't exist yet in our project, but apparently we'll be creating it as well. But the idea is that once again, we construct a window, right, using the simple window with that next button, using the same title. We construct the input stream, and this input stream contains a sequence of text. Apparently, we would like to start testing this with just like something in computer memory rather than opening a file that contains all of this text. So input stream is a strict object that creates a stream class instance. I call it ister, and it will contain, it is populated with this text. Once it's populated with this text, we can use it to read sentences out of this string stream. So all of this text is placed somewhere in a buffer. So if you think about this string stream, right? So we construct like part of our application. We also construct this iString stream, which I call ister, and this ister contains all this text. Right, an apple, and so forth and so forth. All this text it contains. So this is another object that we construct right now, and of course this is another object that we use, and this is standard library object, and this is constructed right here, like part of our program. Right, so we construct this iString string. This is our other type of helper class that we want. And so now, instead of reading at the beginning, instead of reading text from a file, we can read this text directly from, like, into our like main program right here. Right, we can read from this memory buffer that contains all of this, in the same way we would be reading it from a file. The next section of this program is using endless loop. So we have this endless loop. And this is where the new type of object comes in. In this endless loop, we construct an instance of the game class. And we also providing a window to it as an input for the constructor. So apparently constructor will remember a reference to this window because the game will be able to talk with the window. And we say that the game class, the object of type game, allows us to read next sentence. So the game class will be right here. Construct this game class. Okay, so this is our runtime view of everything. And let's move this a little bit out of the way. Okay, like this. And so we construct our new object named game. Okay, and so this game will be representing progress in this application. So let's show it that we construct this object named game. And this object game is capable of, it's a small box right here. Okay, and so this is the the object which has this read sentence a method, which apparently will be reading the sentence from this input stream and providing it to the rest of the application. And it returns a Boolean result. If there are no more sentences left to read, it returns a false, which we detect by saying if not read sentence. Otherwise, if read sentence returns a false result, then we break from this loop, and naturally, so we're ending this loop and we are exiting out of our main function. This is where our main function ends. Right, so this is main, and this is the endless loop that we have, right? So this is the way everything is positioned right now. So we do this in this endless loop. Now, if we read the sentence and everything is successful, we pause and wait for the button to be clicked and display. Then the user clicks the button, and the next step is to unhide any words that were hidden and apparently display again and wait for the next button one more time. And we do this in endless loop, and so this happens to every sentence. As long as there is a sentence, we will show it, then we'll unhide everything, and we show it again. And we go right back to the beginning of this loop, and we will continue this apparently until we read all of these sentences one by one. And at the end of it, we'll just, at some point, we will break from this loop and exit the program. So that's the plan for the main function organization